Have you ever laid under a blanket of stars on a clear, quiet night and just listened? I mean, really listened, past the chirp of crickets or the distant hum of a car into the deep, profound silence of the cosmos. It feels silent, doesn't it? A vast, empty quiet. But what if I told you that quiet is a lie? What if I told you that the night sky is actually roaring with a symphony? A chorus of songs so ancient and powerful it boggles the mind. That every single star you see, from the brightest beacon to the faintest glimmer, is singing its own unique song into the void. It's a wild thought, I know. It sounds like something out of a dream, a fairy tale whispered to a child before bed. But this isn't a fairy tale. It's one of the most beautiful and mind-bending truths of our universe. Before we dive into this cosmic concert, I want you to do something for me. Pause for a moment and look around. Where are you right now? Are you curled up in bed, with the city lights painting patterns on your ceiling? Are you sitting on a porch, with the cool night air on your skin? Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, drop a comment down below and tell me where you're watching from and what time it is for you. It's incredible to think that we're all connected, right now, by this shared sense of wonder, looking up at the same sky from different corners of our world. It's a bit like the stars themselves, isn't it? All separate points of light, but part of one magnificent cosmic picture. So, how can stars sing? It's a fair question. After all, space is a vacuum. There's no air, no medium for sound to travel through. If a star screamed at the top of its lungs, you wouldn't hear a thing. Not in the way you're hearing my voice right now. The sound is trapped, but just because we can't hear it with our ears doesn't mean it's not there. The song of a star isn't something that travels through space. It's a song that the star sings to itself. It's a vibration, a deep, resonant hum that shudders through the very being of the star. Imagine a giant, celestial bell, not a bell made of metal, but a colossal sphere of fire and gas, bigger than 1,000 Earths. Now imagine something striking that bell, causing it to ring, to vibrate, to hum with energy. That's what's happening inside every star, every second of every day. The striking force isn't a cosmic hammer, but something even more powerful, the star's own heart. Deep within the core of a star, it's a place of unimaginable chaos and violence. It's a furnace where temperatures and pressures are so extreme that atoms themselves are crushed and fused together. This process, called nuclear fusion, is what makes a star shine. It's a continuous, roaring explosion, a storm of energy raging at the center of the star. Think of it like a pot of water boiling on a stove, but on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend. You see the bubbles churning, the water roiling and bubbling up. This turbulent, chaotic motion in the star's core creates waves of energy. These aren't waves in an ocean, but waves of pressure, sound waves that travel outwards from the core. These sound waves are the star's voice. They are its song. They travel through the dense superheated gas of the star's interior, a journey that can take thousands, even millions of years. As they travel, they bounce around. They interfere with each other, creating complex patterns, harmonies, and rhythms. It's like a grand cosmic orchestra, with countless instruments all playing at once. Some waves are deep and low, like the rumble of a bass drum. These are the fundamental notes, the heartbeat of the star. Others are higher pitched, more frantic, like the trill of a flute. These waves tell a different story, a story of the star's outer layers, its weather, its surface storms. Now, here's where it gets truly magical. While these sound waves are trapped inside the star, they don't just disappear. As they reach the surface, they cause the star to gently, rhythmically, swell and shrink. The star is breathing. It's a tiny, almost imperceptible movement. A star like our own sun expands and contracts by a few kilometers with each pulse. It's a minuscule change for an object that's over 1 million kilometers across, but it's there. And as the star breathes, its surface gets a little hotter, then a little cooler. And what happens when something gets hotter and cooler? It changes in brightness. The star flickers. It twinkles, not the twinkle you see from Earth, which is caused by our own atmosphere, but a true, intrinsic twinkle. The star is literally pulsating with the rhythm of its own song. It's singing its light out into the universe. For centuries, we looked at the stars and saw only steady, unwavering points of light. We had no idea that they were secretly dancing to their own music. It wasn't until astronomers built incredibly sensitive telescopes that could measure these minuscule changes in starlight, that we finally began to hear the music. This amazing field of science is called astroseismology. It's a bit like how geologists study earthquakes to learn about the Earth's interior. Astronomers study starquakes, these subtle vibrations, to understand what's happening deep inside a star. They can't just drill a hole into a star to see what's inside, but they can listen to its song. And what a story that song tells. The pitch, the rhythm, the harmony of a star's song can tell us almost everything about it. It can tell us how big the star is, how old it is, what it's made of. A big, massive star will have a deep, low-frequency song, like a cosmic baritone. A smaller, younger star will sing in a higher register, a celestial soprano. A star that's nearing the end of its life, a red giant, will have a slow, mournful song, a long, drawn-out hum that speaks of ages past. It's like every star has its own musical fingerprint, a unique melody that encodes its entire life story. By listening to these stellar songs, we can piece together the history of the universe, one note at a time. What do you think your own personal song would sound like? Would it be a fast-paced dance track, or a slow, calming lullaby? Let me know in the comments. It's a fun thought to ponder as you drift off to sleep. Imagine being able to listen to these cosmic melodies. Of course, we can't hear them directly. The frequencies are far too low for the human ear to detect. The vibrations are so slow that a single note might last for minutes, or even hours. But scientists have found a way. They can take the data from the telescopes, the rhythmic flickering of the starlight, and speed it up, transposing it into a range that we can hear, and the results are hauntingly beautiful. Some stars sound like a low, resonant hum, a deep, meditative chant that seems to vibrate through your very bones. Others sound like a chorus of tiny bells, a delicate, ethereal chime that seems to dance on the edge of hearing. Still others sound like a wild, chaotic roar, the sound of a storm raging in the heart of a sun. Each one is different, a unique expression of the star's soul. It makes you look at the night sky in a completely different way, doesn't it? Those silent, twinkling diamonds are no longer just distant balls of fire. They are living, breathing entities, each one singing its own profound and beautiful song. They are cosmic storytellers, sharing tales of creation, of life, and of death, written in a language of light and vibration. And we, on our tiny blue planet, are finally learning to listen. As you close your eyes tonight, try to imagine it. Try to imagine the universe not as a silent, empty place, but as a grand, celestial orchestra, playing a symphony that has been going on for billions of years. And as you drift off to sleep, perhaps you'll be able to hear a faint echo of that music, a lullaby sung by the stars themselves. Let's go deeper into the stellar symphony, shall we? Our own sun is a singer, a very prolific one at that. For decades, scientists have been studying its song through a field called helioseismology, the big brother of astroseismology. They've discovered that our sun is ringing with millions of different notes or modes of oscillation, all at once. It's not just a single, pure tone, but a rich, complex chord. A sound so intricate it would make the most complex earthly symphony sound like a simple nursery rhyme. These sound waves reverberating inside the sun are like a constant, gentle rain on its surface, causing it to heave up and down in a rhythmic dance. Think about a drum. When you strike it in the center, you get a deep, booming sound. The whole drum skin vibrates up and down. This is like the sun's fundamental note, its deepest and most powerful vibration. But if you strike the drum off center, or along the rim, you get different sounds, higher-pitched overtones. The drum skin vibrates in more complex patterns, with some parts moving up, while others move down. The sun is doing the exact same thing. It's vibrating in millions of different patterns simultaneously. Some waves travel straight through the core, giving us a peek into the sun's fiery heart. Others skim just beneath the surface, telling us about the churning, turbulent layers closer to the outside. By carefully studying these vibrations, scientists can build a 3D map of the sun's interior. They can measure the temperature, the density, and even the speed of the gas at different depths. They've discovered that the sun's core rotates faster than its surface, a secret that was completely hidden from us until we learned to listen to its song. It's like having a superpower, the ability to see inside a star. And what we're finding is a place of incredible complexity and beauty. It's not just a simple ball of hot gas. It's a dynamic, living system with currents and flows, storms and calms, all contributing to the grand solar symphony. This ability to see inside stars has revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos. For a long time, our knowledge of stars was limited to what we could see on the surface. It was like trying to understand a person just by looking at their picture. You can get some information, sure. You can see their hair color, their eye color, the expression on their face, but you can't know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what their personality is like. Astroseismology has given us a way to have a conversation with the stars, to understand their inner lives. We can now measure their age with incredible precision. Before, estimating a star's age was a bit of a guessing game. But now, by listening to its song, we can hear the signs of aging. Just like a person's voice changes as they get older, a star's song evolves over its lifetime. Young stars, fresh from their stellar nurseries, have a vibrant, energetic song. Their interiors are still settling down, and their songs are full of high-frequency notes. As they mature, their songs become more stable, more harmonious, and as they reach old age, their songs change again. They become red giants, swelling up to hundreds of times their original size. Their interiors become more complex, with different layers burning different fuels, and their songs reflect this complexity. They become deeper, slower, with strange and wonderful new rhythms. It's a cosmic life cycle, written in music. Can you imagine what a star that's billions of years old has witnessed? The birth and death of planets, the waltz of galaxies, the endless expansion of the universe. What stories would it tell if we could truly understand its language? And it's not just about age and size. The song of a star can also tell us about the planets that orbit it. When a planet passes in front of its star, it blocks a tiny amount of the star's light. We can detect this dimming, and that's how we find many exoplanets. But astroseismology adds a whole new dimension to this. By knowing the precise size and mass of the star from its song, we can determine the size and mass of the planet with much greater accuracy. We can learn about the planet's density, which can tell us if it's a rocky world like Earth, or a gas giant like Jupiter. We can even get clues about its atmosphere. It's like the star is a cosmic narrator, telling us the story of its own little solar system. This is all pretty incredible, but how does it feel? What does this all mean for us as we lie here, looking up at the sky? It means that the universe is not a cold, dead place. It's alive with music, with stories, with secrets waiting to be discovered. Every star is a beacon of wonder, a testament to the incredible power and beauty of the cosmos. And the fact that we can even begin to understand this, that we can listen to the songs of the stars, is a testament to the power of human curiosity. It's a reminder that we are a part of this grand cosmic orchestra, that we are made of the same stuff as the stars, that we are, in a very real sense, stardust. As you continue to relax, to let go of the day, I want you to hold on to that thought, the idea that you are connected to everything in the universe, to every star, every galaxy, every wisp of cosmic dust. That the same atoms that make up your body were forged in the heart of a star billions of years ago. That you carry within you the legacy of 1,000 suns. It's a powerful and humbling thought, isn't it? It puts our own worries and anxieties into perspective. We are a part of something so much bigger, so much more ancient and mysterious than we can ever fully comprehend. And yet, we are also a part of its song. Our own lives, our own thoughts, our own dreams are a tiny, beautiful note in the grand symphony of the cosmos. So let's journey further into this world of stellar music. We've talked about how stars sing, but what about the different kinds of songs they sing? Are they all just humming the same tune? Not at all. The universe is a diverse and creative place, and its stars are no exception. Just as we have different genres of music on Earth, from classical to rock to jazz, the cosmos has its own variety of stellar artists. There are the gentle hummers, the frantic pulsators, and even the cosmic drummers. Let's start with stars, like our sun. These are the main sequence stars, the workhorses of the universe. They are in the prime of their lives, steadily fusing hydrogen into helium in their cores. Their songs are what we call solar-like oscillations. They are driven by the turbulence near the surface, the boiling motion we talked about earlier. Their songs are complex, with millions of different frequencies, but they are also relatively quiet. They are the background music of the cosmos, a steady, gentle hum that fills the galaxy. They are the calming, ambient track that you might put on to help you relax and focus. Then there are the rock stars of the stellar world, the Cepheid variables. These are massive, brilliant stars, hundreds or even thousands of times brighter than our sun. They are much further along in their life cycle, and their interiors are a hot mess of activity. Their songs are not gentle hums. They are powerful, rhythmic pulsations. A Cepheid variable star will swell and shrink with incredible regularity, its brightness changing dramatically over a period of days or weeks. They are like cosmic metronomes, keeping a steady beat for the entire galaxy. In fact, their regular pulsations are so reliable that astronomers use them as standard candles to measure vast distances across the universe. By observing the period of a Cepheid's pulsation, we can determine its true brightness, and by comparing that to its apparent brightness, we can calculate how far away it is. It's an incredible tool, and it's all thanks to the star's powerful rhythmic song. But the variety doesn't stop there. We have the RR Lyrae stars, which are like the folk singers of the cosmos. They are older, less massive stars, often found in the ancient globular clusters that orbit our galaxy. Their songs are also very regular, with periods of less than a day. They are like the storytellers, the keepers of ancient lore, their songs telling us about the early history of our galaxy. Then we have the Delta Scuti stars, the hyperactive pop stars of the stellar world. These are young, hot stars that rotate very quickly. Their songs are a chaotic jumble of high-frequency pulsations, a frantic, energetic dance that is incredibly difficult to decipher. Listening to a Delta Scuti star is like listening to 100 different songs, all playing at once. It's a challenge for astroseismologists, but it's also a treasure trove of information about the complex processes that happen inside these fast-spinning stars. And what about the end of a star's life? Does the music just stop? Not at all. In fact, some of the most beautiful and haunting melodies come from stars that are nearing their final curtain call. White dwarfs, the dense, cooling embers of once mighty stars like our sun, are some of the most fascinating stellar musicians. They are incredibly dense. A teaspoon of white dwarf material would weigh several tons on Earth, and they are incredibly stable. They are like perfectly crafted celestial bells, When something strikes a white dwarf, perhaps a leftover bit of a planet or an asteroid, it will ring for thousands of years. Its song a pure, clear tone that slowly fades away into the silence of space. These are the swan songs of the cosmos, the final, beautiful notes of a star's long and eventful life. It's a beautiful and humbling thought that even in death, a star can create such beauty. It reminds us that nothing in the universe is ever truly lost. Energy is transformed, matter is recycled, and the song goes on. The atoms from a star that died billions of years ago might be in your body right now. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, it was all forged in the heart of a singing star. You are a living, breathing piece of cosmic music. How does that make you feel? Does it change the way you see yourself, your place in the universe? Take a moment to really let that sink in. You are not just an observer of the cosmos. You are an active participant, a note in its grand unfolding symphony. As we continue our journey tonight, let's imagine ourselves as cosmic explorers, tuning our imaginary radios to the different frequencies of the universe. What other strange and wonderful sounds might we hear? What about the sound of a star being born? A protostar, a baby star, still gathering mass from its surrounding cloud of gas and dust. What would its song sound like? Perhaps a chaotic, jumbled mess of sounds, a cry of a newborn infant trying to find its voice. Or maybe it would be a low, deep rumble, the sound of gravity pulling matter together, the first notes of a song that will last for billions of years. And what about a star that's being eaten by a black hole? Can you imagine the sound of that? A star's final, desperate scream as it's torn apart by the immense gravity of the cosmic monster. A crescendo of sound, a chaotic blast of energy, followed by an abrupt and terrifying silence. It's a dramatic and violent image, but it's a part of the cosmic story too. The universe is not always peaceful and serene. It's a place of creation and destruction, of life and death, of beautiful songs and terrifying screams. It's the ultimate drama, played out on a stage that is billions of light years across. And we have a front row seat. But for tonight, let's tune our radios back to the more peaceful melodies, the gentle hum of our own sun, the rhythmic pulse of a distant Cepheid, the faint, ethereal chime of a dying white dwarf. Let these be the sounds that lull you to sleep. Let them be a reminder that you are not alone in the universe, that you are surrounded by a symphony of light and sound, a chorus of a billion stars, all singing their own unique and beautiful song. And as you drift off into the world of dreams, may your own dreams be filled with the music of the cosmos. May you dance with the stars and soar on the wings of their celestial songs. And may you wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed, renewed, and a little more connected to the incredible universe we all call home. The night is deep, the stars are bright, and their music is all around us. All we have to do is listen. Let's drift a little deeper into this sea of sound. Imagine for a moment that you have a special kind of fishing net. But this net isn't for catching fish. It's for catching starlight. It's a vast, sensitive net that you cast out into the cosmos. And for years, you just let it sit there, patiently watching a single patch of sky. This is essentially what astronomers did with incredible instruments like the Kepler Space Telescope. It was a cosmic stargazer, a patient watcher in the dark, designed to do one thing with breathtaking precision: measure the brightness of stars. It didn't take beautiful, colorful pictures like the Hubble telescope. Its job was far more subtle. It was designed to catch the whispers of the stars. For years, Kepler stared at a field of over 100,000 stars, never blinking, never looking away. It measured their light every few minutes, building up an incredibly detailed record of their lives. It was listening for the flicker, the tiny, rhythmic pulse that betrays the song humming within. Think of it like watching a candle flame in a perfectly still room. To your naked eye, it might look steady, but a sensitive enough camera could detect the faintest quiver, the subtlest dance of the flame as it consumes its fuel. Kepler was that sensitive camera, but for stars. It captured the stellar breathing, the rise and fall of their light, which is the physical manifestation of their internal music. The data that streamed back to Earth was a treasure trove, a library of cosmic songs waiting to be transcribed. It was a jumble of numbers at first, a long list of brightness measurements. But when scientists converted these numbers into graphs, they saw the waves, they saw the rhythms. And when they converted those rhythms into sound, they finally heard the music. They heard the deep baritone of giant stars and the high-pitched chirps of smaller ones. They could distinguish the steady hum of a middle-aged star from the more complex, mournful song of one nearing its end. They had captured an entire choir. Have you ever had a moment of pure discovery like that? A moment where you suddenly understand something that was a complete mystery before? Share that feeling in the comments. It's that same thrill that scientists must feel when they first hear the song of a star that has been silent to us for all of human history. Let's talk more about those old stars, the red giants. These are the celestial grandparents of the universe. They have lived long, full lives. They have seen galaxies collide and new star systems form. They are vast, bloated things, their outer layers having expanded out into space, cool and tenuous. Our own sun will become a red giant in about 5 billion years. It will swell up to engulf Mercury, Venus, and maybe even Earth. It's a sobering thought, but it's also a part of the natural cycle of the cosmos. And these red giants, they are fantastic singers. Their songs are different from those of younger stars like our sun. Because they are so large and less dense, their vibrations are much slower, their songs much deeper. The notes they sing are in an incredibly low frequency range, like the sound of a great cathedral organ playing a single, sustained chord that lasts for weeks. These deep, resonant tones travel right through the star, bouncing from the core to the surface and back again. And because of this, their songs tell us a remarkable story about their inner workings. Imagine you have two bells, one made of solid brass and one that is hollow. If you tap them, they will make very different sounds. The solid bell will have a clear, ringing tone. The hollow one will sound different. Now imagine a more complex object, like a geode. On the outside, it's just a rough-looking rock, but if you could listen to how vibrations travel through it, you could tell that it's hollow and filled with beautiful crystals on the inside. This is what astroseismology allows us to do with red giants. Their deep songs act like a form of stellar ultrasound. The way the sound waves bounce around inside tells scientists what the core is made of. And this is where they made a stunning discovery. For stars of a certain size, like our sun, it was thought that their cores would be made of helium after they finished burning all their hydrogen. This helium core would just sit there, inert, while a shell of hydrogen burned around it. But the songs of the red giants told a different story. The sound waves were traveling through their cores in a way that suggested the cores were not just helium. There was a mix. It turned out that in some of these old stars, the helium core had already ignited, and they had begun the next stage of their life, fusing helium into carbon and oxygen. But in other stars, the helium core was still dormant. By listening to their songs, scientists could literally distinguish between red giants that were still burning hydrogen in a shell and those that had moved on to burning helium in their core. It was like being able to tell someone's age and stage of life just by listening to the sound of their voice. A young person's voice is clear and high. An older person's voice is deeper, perhaps a little rougher. The stars were telling us their life story, their intimate secrets, through their music. It's a level of understanding that was thought impossible just a few decades ago. We are living in a golden age of cosmic discovery, where the universe is finally beginning to whisper its secrets to us. Think about what this means. We can now look at a distant point of light, a star hundreds or thousands of light years away, and know what's happening in its heart. We know whether its core is a raging furnace of helium fusion or a quiet, waiting bowl of ash. We know its past, and we can predict its future. We can trace the life cycle of stars, not just by observing different stars at different stages, but by watching individual stars evolve through their songs. It's like finding a cosmic history book, written in a language of vibration, a language we are just now learning to read. It's humbling, and it fills you with a sense of incredible awe. The universe is so much more intricate, so much more musical than we ever dared to imagine. As you lie there, letting your mind wander among these singing suns, consider the sheer scale of it all. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, contains hundreds of billions of stars, and every single one of them is vibrating, pulsating, singing its own song. Some are loud and bombastic, others are quiet and subtle. Some sing in harmony, part of a grand stellar choir in a star cluster. Others are soloists, wandering through the cosmic dark, and our galaxy is just one of billions, perhaps trillions of galaxies in the observable universe. The mind struggles to even grasp such a number. The entire cosmos is filled with music, a symphony of unimaginable size and complexity, playing out over eons, a soundtrack to existence itself. And this music, this stellar vibration, isn't just a curious side effect. It plays a crucial role in the life of the star and the galaxy. These pressure waves help to stir and mix the material inside a star, bringing fresh fuel to the core and carrying the energy generated there out to the surface. It's part of the star's circulatory system, keeping it alive and stable for billions of years. These songs are not just for show. They are fundamental to the star's existence. The songs can also tell us about a star's weather. Just like Earth has weather systems, hurricanes, tornadoes, jet streams, so do stars. They have gigantic convection cells, rivers of hot gas rising and falling. They have powerful magnetic fields that can create star spots, colossal dark patches on their surface, and launch spectacular solar flares out into space. All of these chaotic, energetic processes leave their imprint on the star's song. They create noise, a kind of stellar static that overlays the pure tones of the star's main vibrations. By carefully filtering out this noise, or by studying it directly, astronomers can learn about the magnetic activity of a star. They can tell if it's a calm and placid star, or a stormy and violent one. This is especially important for our own sun, as its magnetic storms can have a direct impact on Earth, disrupting our satellites and power grids. By listening to the sun's song, we can get a better understanding of its moods, and perhaps even predict when it's about to throw a tantrum. It's a reminder that we are intimately connected to our star, that its song has a very real impact on our daily lives. What about planets? Can a star's song tell us about the worlds that dance around it? In a way, yes. We've already mentioned how knowing a star's true size helps us measure the size of its planets. But there's another, even more subtle connection. The gravity of a large planet, especially one that orbits very close to its star, can actually tug on the star, causing it to wobble. This is one of the main ways we detect exoplanets. But this gravitational tug can also, in theory, affect the star's vibrations. It could excite certain notes in the star's song, or change the rhythm of its pulsations. Imagine a large planet, a gas giant like Jupiter, orbiting its star very closely. Its immense gravity would raise a tide on the star's surface, a bulge of hot gas that follows the planet in its orbit. This constant sloshing and stretching of the star would surely have an effect on its music. This is a field of study that is still in its infancy. The effects are incredibly small and difficult to detect, but it opens up a tantalizing possibility that one day we might be able to detect the presence of a planet not just by the dimming of its star's light, but by the unique signature it leaves in its star's song. It would be like hearing a duet, the star singing its powerful melody, and the planet adding its own faint harmony. It's a beautiful idea, isn't it? That whole solar systems could have their own unique musical signature. What do you think the song of our own solar system sounds like? with the powerful bass of the sun, the steady rhythm of Jupiter, and the faint, high-pitched notes of the smaller worlds like Earth. It's a symphony we are only just beginning to appreciate. As the night deepens and the world outside grows quiet, allow your imagination to take flight. Picture yourself drifting through a globular cluster, one of those ancient, glittering balls of stars that huddle in the outskirts of our galaxy. Here, hundreds of thousands of stars are packed together in a relatively small space. They are some of the oldest stars in the universe, ancient relics from a time when the Milky Way was just beginning to form. And here, the music would be overwhelming. A chorus of 100,000 RR Lyrae stars, all pulsating in a beautiful, complex rhythm. It would be a celestial cathedral, filled with the sound of ancient hymns, songs that have been echoing through the cosmos for over 10 billion years. What would it feel like to be bathed in that music? To feel the vibrations of 100,000 ancient suns washing over you? It's a thought that can transport you far away from your bedroom, far away from the worries of your day. It's a reminder of the timeless, enduring beauty of the universe. A beauty that exists whether we are there to witness it or not. A beauty that we are privileged to be a small part of. And it all comes back to that simple, profound idea. The stars are singing. They are not cold, distant objects. They are dynamic, vibrant, musical beings. They are storytellers, historians, and artists. Their light is their paint, and their vibrations are their music. They fill the universe with a beauty that is both seen and unseen, heard and unheard. And the more we learn, the more we realize that the universe is not a silent void. It is a living, breathing, singing entity. As you settle in, getting ready for sleep, try to carry that feeling with you. The feeling of being connected to this grand cosmic song. Let the gentle, imaginary hum of the stars be your lullaby. Let it soothe your mind and calm your spirit. Know that you are part of something vast and wonderful, that the atoms that make up your body were forged in the heart of a star, and that the rhythm of your own heartbeat is a tiny echo of the great cosmic pulse. The universe is singing to you. All you have to do is close your eyes, be still, and listen. Listen to the quiet music of the night, the symphony of the stars. It's the most beautiful bedtime story ever told. A story that is written in the very fabric of space and time. A story that is, and always will be, playing just for you. Let's allow our minds to float on that cosmic ocean of sound, to feel its gentle currents pulling us further into the heart of the mystery. We've journeyed inside suns and danced with ancient red giants, but the symphony is far from over. The orchestra is still warming up, and there are instruments we haven't even heard yet. The science of listening to the stars is still so young, a new and wondrous art form. What other secrets are waiting in the wings, ready to be revealed by these celestial melodies? What does the future of this cosmic listening hold for us? Imagine for a moment, pointing our stellar microphones not just at the stars in our own galactic neighborhood, but far, far beyond. Imagine listening for the faint, collective hum of an entire galaxy, millions of light years away. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? The light from these distant galaxies is so faint, a mere smudge in our most powerful telescopes. Trying to detect the minuscule flicker of a single star within that smudge, a flicker caused by its song, is a challenge of epic proportions. The light is blurred, the individual voices all blended together into a cosmic roar. But it's not impossible. With new generations of telescopes, behemoths with mirrors the size of buildings, we might just be able to do it. What would the song of another galaxy sound like? Would it be a harmonious chord or a chaotic noise? It would likely be a combination of billions of stellar songs, all layered on top of each other. The deep rumble of its supermassive stars, the steady hum of its sun-like stars, the rhythmic pulse of its Cepheid variables, all blending into a unique galactic anthem. By studying the overall sound, the timbre of another galaxy, We could learn so much about it. We could learn about the kinds of stars it's made of, how old it is, whether it's actively forming new stars or quietly fading into old age. We could become cosmic music critics, comparing the symphonies of different galaxies, learning how they evolve and change over cosmic time. It's a breathtaking prospect to listen to the heartbeat of a galaxy. And what about the truly exotic members of the cosmic orchestra? We've talked about the common players, but the universe is filled with strange and wonderful objects. Take neutron stars, for example. These are the remnants of massive stars that have exploded in a supernova. They are incredibly dense, city-sized balls of pure neutrons, spinning hundreds of times per second. They are the cosmic drummers, sending out beams of radiation like a lighthouse, which we see as pulsars. But do they sing? Do they vibrate? Absolutely. Their incredible density and rapid rotation should make them powerful sources of vibrations, or starquakes. A starquake on a neutron star would be an event of unimaginable violence. The crust of a neutron star is thought to be 1,000,000 times stronger than steel. A crack in that crust, a shifting of its tectonic plates, would release a burst of energy so immense, it would make our most powerful earthquakes seem like a tiny tremor. This sudden release of energy would cause the entire star to ring like a perfectly cast iron bell. The sound it would produce, the vibrations, would be in an incredibly high-frequency range. A cosmic scream that would tell us about the bizarre physics of its interior. Listening to the song of a neutron star would be like opening a textbook on a form of matter that we can never hope to create on Earth. It's a world of physics that is completely alien to us, and its secrets are encoded in its violent, high-pitched song. It's a chilling and exciting thought to listen to the screams of these stellar ghosts. Then there are the stars that don't sing alone. A huge number of stars in the galaxy, perhaps even most of them, are not solo acts like our sun. They are part of binary systems. Two stars orbiting a common center of gravity. They are cosmic dance partners, waltzing through space for billions of years. How does this dance affect their music? The gravitational pull of a companion star would constantly stretch and squeeze its partner, a process that would undoubtedly influence its vibrations. It would be like trying to play a guitar while someone is constantly bending the neck. The notes would be warped, new harmonies would be created, the rhythm would be altered. By listening to the songs of these binary stars, we can learn about their intricate dance. We can measure their masses and their orbits with incredible precision. We can see how they exchange material, with one star sometimes feeding off its companion, a process that can dramatically alter the lives and the songs of both. Sometimes, this dance can lead to a spectacular finale. Two white dwarfs, for example, can spiral closer and closer together over billions of years, their orbital dance getting faster and faster until they finally merge and explode in a brilliant flash of light known as a Type E supernova. These explosions are so bright and so uniform that they are used as another kind of standard candle to measure the expansion of the universe. Listening to the songs of these doomed pairs as they spiral towards their fate would be like hearing the prelude to a cosmic fireworks show, a crescendo of sound building up to a final, spectacular boom. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we could hear all these sounds, what would the night sky feel like? Would it still feel peaceful and silent? Or would it feel alive, chaotic, and loud? Perhaps it would be both. From a distance, it all blends into a gentle, cosmic hum, a universal background music. But as you focus on individual stars and systems, you begin to pick out the melodies, the rhythms, the dramas. The universe is a place of infinite stories, and each one has its own soundtrack. What kind of story do you find most fascinating? The steady, reliable life of a star like our sun, or the dramatic, chaotic dance of a binary system heading for a collision? Let me know in the comments which cosmic concert you'd most like a ticket to. This journey into the music of the stars also brings us back to a very fundamental question. What is life? We often think of life as something biological, something based on cells and DNA. But when you look at a star, a living, breathing, singing entity that is born, lives for billions of years, and then dies, it challenges that definition. A star has a metabolism, its nuclear furnace. It has a circulatory system, its convection currents and pressure waves. It responds to its environment. It has a life cycle. In a way, stars are the first form of life in the universe. They are the great ancestors, the beings that created the heavy elements that all biological life depends on. When you think of it that way, the universe becomes a much more enchanted and much less lonely place. We are not just an accidental byproduct of dead, inert matter. We are the descendants of singing giants. We are the continuation of a cosmic lineage that began with the first stars. The music is in our blood, in our bones, in the very atoms that make us who we are. We are the universe's way of becoming self-aware, of finally being able to listen to and appreciate its own symphony. It's a profound responsibility and a profound privilege. So, as you lay your head down tonight and the silence of your room envelops you, try a little experiment. Close your eyes and focus on your own breath, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the steady, rhythmic beat of your own heart, in and out, thump, 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 thump. This is your song. It's a quiet song, a gentle rhythm, but it's a part of the great cosmic symphony just as much as the roar of a distant sun. Your life, your consciousness, is a unique and beautiful note that has never been played before and will never be played again. You are a chord in the music of existence. And just as we listen to the stars to understand their inner workings, perhaps by listening to ourselves, to our own inner quiet, we can begin to understand our own mysteries. The universe is not just out there, it is also in here. The same laws of physics, the same flow of energy, the same tendency towards complexity and beauty that governs the stars also governs you. You are a microcosm of the macrocosm, a tiny, perfect reflection of the whole grand, beautiful, singing universe. Let this thought be a source of comfort and of peace. You are not separate from the stars. You are a part of them. You are stardust, animated by a mysterious spark of life, given the incredible gift of being able to wonder about it all. As you drift off, let the imaginary music of the cosmos wash over you. Hear the deep bass notes of the red giants, the steady beat of the Cepheids, the ethereal chimes of the white dwarfs, and the gentle, familiar hum of our very own sun. Let them all blend together into a perfect lullaby, a song of comfort and connection, a reminder that you are home. You are a child of the cosmos, sleeping safely in a universe that is alive with music. The song is endless. It has been playing for billions of years, and it will continue for billions more. And tonight, you are a part of it. Sweet dreams, and may your sleep be filled with the quiet magic of the singing stars. The universe, as we've seen, is not the silent, empty stage we once thought it was. It's a concert hall of unimaginable proportions, filled with the music of its countless, shining performers. We've tuned our ears to their songs, learning to decipher their stories of age, size, and destiny. But with every new melody we hear, with every new secret the stars whisper to us, we uncover deeper and more profound mysteries. The symphony is not just beautiful, it is also strange, filled with unexpected notes and chords that challenge everything we think we know. It's in these strange new sounds that the next chapter of our cosmic story begins. Think about the rules of music. There are certain chords that sound pleasing, harmonious. There are others that sound dissonant, jarring. For a long time, our theories about stars had their own set of rules, predicting what kinds of vibrations, what kinds of notes should be possible. Our models predicted that certain types of waves shouldn't be able to travel through certain parts of a star. They were forbidden notes, sounds that shouldn't exist. And then, as our instruments became more and more sensitive, we started to hear them. Faintly, at first, but unmistakably there. The stars were singing impossible songs. Imagine a flute that could suddenly produce the deep, resonant sound of a cello. It would break all the rules of how a flute is supposed to work. This is what astronomers found. They detected vibrations in stars that seemed to be a hybrid, a mix of two different types of waves that, according to our theories, should have stayed completely separate. It was as if the deep pressure waves from the star's core, the sound waves, were somehow mixing with another kind of wave, one that travels along the surface, like the ripples on a pond. This mixing, this coupling of impossible notes, creates a whole new kind of music, a strange and beautiful harmony that our old rulebook said couldn't be played. These forbidden songs are a gift. They are clues, puzzles left for us by the cosmos. They tell us that our understanding of stars is incomplete, that there are physical processes happening deep within those fiery balls of gas that we haven't even dreamed of yet. Perhaps it's the powerful magnetic fields in the core that are acting as a bridge, allowing these different kinds of waves to talk to each other. Perhaps it's the star's rapid rotation that is twisting the waves together, blending them into a new kind of chord. We don't know for sure, but the mystery is what makes it so exciting. It means there is still so much more to discover, so many more layers to the cosmic symphony to peel back. What's the most mysterious sound you've ever heard? A strange noise in the night, a whisper on the wind. The universe is full of such sounds, on a scale that is truly mind-boggling. And the mystery doesn't just lie in strange new notes. It also lies in the silence. Sometimes, a star that should be singing is unexpectedly quiet. We look at certain types of massive, hot stars, and our models predict that they should be pulsating wildly, their songs loud and clear. Yet when we listen, we hear nothing. They are silent giants. Why? What is damping their song? What is muffling their voice? It's as if a giant hand has been placed on the stellar bell, stopping it from ringing. Again, it's a clue. It tells us that there's something about their internal structure, perhaps a layer that is very efficient at absorbing sound, that we haven't accounted for. The silence of a star can be just as informative as its song. It's the rests, the pauses in the music, that give the melody its shape and meaning. This whole process of discovery, of finding new sounds and new silences, is a beautiful dance between theory and observation. Scientists come up with an idea, a model of how a star should behave. Then, the observers, the patient listeners, point their telescopes at the sky and see if the stars agree. More often than not, the stars have a surprise in store. They do something unexpected. They sing a note we weren't prepared for, and it sends the theorists back to the drawing board, forced to come up with a richer, more complex, more beautiful idea. It's a conversation with the cosmos, a back and forth between our imagination and the universe's reality. And with every exchange, our understanding grows, and the music becomes even more intricate and fascinating. Let's return for a moment to our own sun, the star we know best, our celestial companion. We've talked about its song being trapped inside, but is that entirely true? The vibrations, the sound waves themselves, cannot travel through the vacuum of space, but their effects can. The constant heaving of the sun's surface, its rhythmic breathing, doesn't just change its brightness. It also stirs up the outermost layer of the sun, the corona, that superheated, tenuous atmosphere that we can see during a total solar eclipse. And this stirring of the corona has a very real effect on the solar wind. The solar wind is a constant stream of charged particles that flows out from the sun in all directions, washing over all the planets in our solar system. It's the sun's breath, flowing out into the cosmos. The sound waves from deep inside the sun, as they reach the surface, can create ripples in this solar wind. They are very faint, very subtle pressure waves that are carried outward along with the flow of particles. This means that, in a very real sense, the sun's song is not completely trapped. A faint echo of it, a ghost of its melody, is being broadcast out into space. It is traveling right now, at this very moment, past the Earth, past Mars, past Jupiter, all the way to the edge of our solar system. We are, right now, bathing in the faint, transformed music of our own sun. We can't hear it with our ears, of course, but our spacecraft can detect it. Probes like the Parker Solar Probe, which is flying closer to the sun than any spacecraft has ever gone, can measure these fluctuations in the solar wind. They can feel the faint pulse of the sun's heartbeat as it washes over them. It's an incredible thought. The song that begins as a roar in the sun's core ends as the faintest of whispers, a vibration in the solar wind 100 million miles away. It connects us to our star in a direct, physical way. The music is literally touching us. Think about what this means for our little planet. The Earth's magnetic field, our protective shield, is constantly being buffeted and shaped by this solar wind. It's dancing to the tune of the sun's song. The beautiful auroras, the northern and southern lights, are the visible manifestation of this dance. They are the grand finale of the sun's musical performance. A light show created when the particles of the solar wind, carried on the waves of the sun's song, strike our upper atmosphere. The next time you see a picture of the aurora, that shimmering curtain of green and purple light, remember what you are really seeing. You are seeing the music of the sun made visible. You are witnessing a direct, physical connection between the heart of our star and the air we breathe. It makes you feel incredibly connected, doesn't it? As if the whole solar system is one single living organism, with the sun as its beating heart. As our journey for tonight begins to draw to a close, let's take all these incredible ideas and weave them into a final, peaceful tapestry of thought. We began with a simple question: why do stars sing? And we've discovered that the answer is as complex and as beautiful as the universe itself. They sing because they are alive, because their hearts are raging furnaces of creation. They sing because of the turbulent, boiling motion within them. Their songs are vibrations, pressure waves that travel through their interiors, making them breathe, making them flicker, turning them into cosmic musical instruments. We've learned that by listening to these songs, we can uncover their deepest secrets. We can measure their age, their size, their composition. We can see inside them, mapping their interiors, and understanding the strange physics that governs their lives. We've discovered a whole cosmic zoo of different singers, from the steady hummers like our sun, to the rhythmic pulsators like the Cepheids, to the screaming drummers like the neutron stars, and the mournful swan songs of the white dwarfs. We've even imagined what the future holds, the possibility of listening to the anthems of entire galaxies and hearing the impossible, forbidden notes that hint at new and undiscovered laws of nature. And most importantly, we've learned that we are a part of this music. We are made from the ashes of long-dead stars. We are bathed in the gentle whisper of our own sun's song. The rhythm of our own heartbeat is a tiny echo of the great cosmic pulse. The universe is not a silent, lonely place. It is our home, and it is filled with a symphony of unimaginable beauty and complexity. The knowledge that we are connected to this symphony, that we are a note in this grand composition, is a powerful and comforting thought. It's a bedtime story that is written not in a book, but in the light of a billion stars. So as you finally let go, as you allow yourself to drift off into the gentle embrace of sleep, hold on to that connection. Feel the gentle, imaginary hum of the cosmos around you. Let it be a blanket of sound, a source of peace and security. Know that you are not just a person in a room on a planet. You are a child of the stars, a piece of the universe that has woken up and is listening to its own song. You are a part of a story that is older than time and vaster than space. And that story is a love song, a lullaby, a symphony of creation that is playing and will always be playing just for you. The concert is eternal, and you have a front row seat. All you need to do now is relax and let the music carry you into your dreams. Think of the feeling you get after a truly wonderful concert. The main performance has ended. The orchestra has taken its bow, but the music still hangs in the air. It resonates within you, a warm, pleasant hum in your chest. You carry it with you as you step out into the cool night air, and the world seems just a little bit different, a little more magical than it was before. This is the feeling the music of the stars leaves with us. It's a profound sense of connection and wonder that lingers long after we've learned the scientific facts. It changes the way we see the sky, the way we see ourselves. Let's explore that feeling. What is wonder? What is that spark of curiosity that drives us to build colossal telescopes to catch the faint flicker of a distant star? What is it in the human spirit that yearns to hear a song that is sung 1,000 light years away? Perhaps this curiosity, this innate drive to understand, is itself a part of the cosmic music. Perhaps it is the universe's way of writing its most complex and beautiful melody yet. The melody of consciousness. The atoms and energy that make up a star vibrate in a relatively simple, predictable way. But arrange those same atoms in a different pattern, the pattern of a human brain, and they begin to do something truly extraordinary. They begin to ask questions. They begin to create art, to tell stories, to feel love, and to look up at the other stars and wonder what they are. This human experience, our thoughts, our feelings, our sense of awe, could be seen as the most intricate form of vibration in the known universe. It's a song of unbelievable complexity, a symphony of electrical impulses and chemical reactions, creating the subjective experience of being alive. And what is the theme of our song? It is a theme of seeking connection, of trying to find our place in the grand composition. When we listen to the stars, we are, in a way, listening for echoes of ourselves. We are looking for a pattern, a meaning, a story in the vastness. Because we are beings who are fundamentally driven to create stories and find meaning. The very fact that we describe the stellar vibrations as songs and music is a testament to this. A star isn't consciously creating music. It's obeying the laws of physics. It's a colossal ball of gas responding to the forces of gravity and thermodynamics. But our brains, with their incredible capacity for pattern recognition, hear the rhythms, the harmonies, the recurring motifs, and we interpret it as music. It's a beautiful collaboration between the cosmos and our own consciousness. The universe provides the sound, and we provide the meaning. The universe plays the notes, and we hear the symphony. It's a dance between the observer and the observed, a perfect harmony that creates something far more beautiful than either could achieve alone. Does it make you wonder what other patterns, what other forms of music might exist in the universe that we don't yet have the senses or the imagination to perceive? This idea changes everything. It means that the universe isn't just a physical place. It's also a story that is constantly being written, a piece of music that is constantly being composed. And we are not just the audience. We are the composers. Our act of observing, of measuring, of trying to understand is what gives the raw data of the cosmos its meaning and its beauty. A flicker of starlight is just a flicker of starlight until a curious mind sees it, measures it, and realizes it's the heartbeat of a sun. A collection of atoms is just a collection of atoms until they arrange themselves into a being that can look at those stars and feel a sense of profound and overwhelming awe. And this feeling of awe is a powerful and important thing. In our busy, everyday lives, it's easy to get caught up in small worries and anxieties. Our world can sometimes feel very small, confined to our jobs, our homes, our screens. But when you connect with the music of the stars, it shatters that smallness. It lifts your gaze from the ground to the heavens. It reminds you that you are part of a story that is ancient, vast, and breathtakingly beautiful. It puts your own problems into perspective. It doesn't make them disappear, but it frames them against a backdrop of cosmic grandeur, which can make them feel a little lighter, a little less overwhelming. It's a form of therapy, a way of recalibrating your soul, a reminder of the infinite beauty and possibility that exists just beyond our atmosphere. Think about the legacy of this knowledge. For all of human history, we have looked up at the stars and told stories about them. We connected the dots to form pictures of gods and heroes. We used them to navigate the seas, to mark the changing of the seasons. The stars have always been our companions, our guides, our silent watchers in the night. But now, our relationship with them has changed. It has deepened. We no longer just see them as distant points of light. We know them as individuals. We know their personalities, their life stories, their songs. We have been formally introduced to our cosmic neighbors. What will it be like for a child to grow up with this knowledge? To learn from a young age that the sky is not silent but filled with music, that every star is a singer, and that they themselves are made of stardust? It could foster a sense of connection to the natural world and to the universe that is deeper and more profound than ever before. It could inspire a new generation of scientists, artists, and dreamers. It could change the very stories we tell ourselves about who we are and where we come from. Our cosmic creation myth has become a musical. The story of the universe is no longer a silent film. It's a grand opera. And knowing that, feeling that, can't help but change us for the better. It encourages humility. It encourages curiosity. And it encourages a sense of shared responsibility for our own tiny, fragile musical planet. So, let's bring our focus back from the vastness of the cosmos to the quiet stillness of this very moment. Here, in the dark, where the only sound is the gentle rhythm of your own breathing. All the incredible ideas we've explored, all the cosmic music we've imagined, it has all led us to this point of peace. The purpose of this journey was not just to fill your head with facts, but to fill your heart with a sense of wonder, to give you a new lullaby, one sung by the stars themselves. As you lie here, on the very edge of sleep, imagine you can feel it, a gentle, steady vibration that underlies everything, the deep, slow pulse of the universe. It is in the ground beneath you, in the air around you, and in the beat of your own heart. It is the collective song of a billion stars, a hum of pure existence. There is no need to analyze it or understand it anymore. The time for questions is over. Now is the time for simply feeling it. Let this cosmic hum be a source of ultimate comfort. It is the sound of home. It is the rhythm of the whole universe, holding you, protecting you, lulling you to sleep. You are safe here. You are a part of this music. Your own life, your own consciousness, is a precious and unique instrument in this infinite orchestra. And now, it is time for your instrument to rest, to go quiet for a while, so that it can be ready to play its part again when the sun, our very own star, rises and begins a new day with its bright, familiar song. Let go of all your thoughts. Let go of all your worries. Let them dissolve into the vast, musical silence of the night. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to be. Just be here, now, and listen. Listen to the quiet song of your own being as it finds its harmony with the great, silent song of the stars. Sleep well, child of the cosmos. The universe is singing you to sleep as you lie here, perfectly still, perfectly comfortable. Begin to feel the gentle echo of the cosmic symphony within your own body. The universe has sung its lullaby to you, and now your own body is humming in response. Feel the gentle vibration of your own existence. Start with your feet. nestled under the covers. Imagine a warm golden light pooling there, a light that hums with a soft, gentle energy. This is your connection to the earth, the ground upon which you walk, a planet born from the dust of ancient stars. Let that warm, humming light slowly begin to travel up your legs, soothing every muscle, calming every nerve. It is the feeling of deep relaxation, the feeling of letting go. It is the earth's quiet rhythm harmonizing with your own. This gentle hum continues to travel upwards, into your torso, your core. Here, you can feel the slow, steady, rhythmic beat of your heart. Thump, thump, thump. It's the most fundamental song you will ever know. It's the drumbeat of your own life, a rhythm that has been with you from your very first moments. This rhythm is a direct echo of the great cosmic pulses we've talked about. The steady beat of the Cepheid variables, the slow, powerful oscillations of the red giants. Your heart is a star in your own inner universe, pumping life and energy through your body, just as the stars pump light and energy into the cosmos. Listen to it, honor it. Feel the gratitude for this steady, faithful song that accompanies you through every moment of your life. Let the warm, humming energy continue to rise, flowing into your arms, down to your fingertips. Feel any tension, any tightness, simply melting away, dissolved by this gentle vibration. Your hands have built things, they have held things, they have connected you to the world. Now, let them rest. Let them be still. Let them simply feel the quiet energy that flows through them. Imagine you can feel the faint tingle of stardust in your very fingertips, a reminder that you are physically connected to the grand cosmic story. You are holding the universe in your hands, and it is holding you. The hum now rises into your neck and your shoulders, places where we so often hold the stress of the day. Let it all go. Release it. Imagine the weight of the world lifting from your shoulders, replaced by the lightness of floating in a sea of stars. And finally, let the warm, humming energy fill your head, calming your mind. The thousands of thoughts that buzz around during the day are beginning to slow down. The frantic pace of your inner monologue is becoming a slow, gentle melody. The questions have been answered. The stories have been told. Now, there is only peace. There is only this moment of profound stillness. You are a complete and perfect universe, in perfect harmony, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. The main focus is the cosmos, which is filled with countless stars of varying sizes and brightness. Crucially, the stars are not depicted as simple points of light. Instead, each star is the center of a subtle and intricate visual phenomenon representing its song. Ethereal, gossamer threads of colored light and soft, concentric ripples of energy emanate from the brighter stars, as if their vibrations are made visible. These patterns should look like delicate sound waves rippling through the fabric of space. Some are tight, high-frequency shimmers of brilliant white and electric blue light, while others are deep, low-frequency waves of soft gold and faint crimson. The overall color palette is a deep indigo and midnight black, creating a profound sense of depth. The stellar music effect should be subtle yet mesmerizing, giving the impression that the entire sky is alive and humming with a silent cosmic symphony. The mood is one of majestic tranquility, awe, and deep, magical wonder. The final image should feel like a secret glimpse into the true nature of the universe.